What's up? I think it's really dumb. I mean, it was inconvenient for me that YouTube is not going to allow me to stream live. Like, I wasn't really attached to the idea, but now that I know I'm not allowed to because I don't have a following is dumb. It's dumb to me. And I'm not on here to get a following. I'm not on, that's not my intention. But, I get a lot of thoughts about fantasy football. And I forgot a knife. Oh. There we go. And I need an outlet, dude. Like a consistent outlet. To talk about them, to talk about my feelings, my emotions regarding the upcoming fantasy football season. And it's just so much fun. I mean, anybody who plays fantasy will be able to tell you, how much fun fantasy football is. I don't want to compare it to real sports, but it is comparable in the way that, only one person wins, but we're all having fun doing it. You know what I'm saying? For all the frustration, and hair pulling out that's going on, we're doing this because we like it. People play fantasy football because it gets them fucking riled up, we're a riled up bunch, us fantasy football owners and managers, man. We, to a fault, love watching the game and analyzing the players and, staying up to snuff on who's doing what and what's going on. And that's just the way it is. And so, yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. But anyways, what the fuck was that? Anyways, yeah, so I'm just looking at all the rankings here right now because I'm not sure exactly what I want to talk about today. I know there's a few particular players that I wanted to bring up. But I'm just I'm looking over these top 100, top 200 rankings online, and there's some discrepancy in them. Obviously, some of them haven't been updated in a while. And I'm just looking for one that I like, that I can kind of run down. Last updated July 31st. I mean, how the fuck did you... they say it's updated, but how can this possibly be updated? The rankings don't make any sense. For an example, on this one, Zach Moss ranked 87. This is PPR ranking. Zach Moss at 87 is, where is he? 30 spots? How's my math? 30 spots in front of Chase Brown. And we already know that Chase Brown is getting most of the RB1 first team carries at Bengals camp right now. And I apologize, I'm eating. I apologize. I'll save the vegetables for later because those can wait. But the tortellini cannot wait. This is getting eaten. So. Schmacking. Okay. Yeah, so I don't love this list. I actually really do. Oh, here we go. Yahoo. I actually really like the Yahoo rankings. Oh, here we go. There we go. Okay, I like these ones. So, yeah, I could say a little bit about every player, but I'm not going to do that. That's, I will get burnt out if I do that. I will get burnt out. So I'll just kind of go through this list. If there's somebody that I really feel like I need to talk about, then I will. But in these first few rounds of the draft, I mean, all these guys are, people know the information about these guys, but have differing opinions on them. And that's not really what I'm here. Oh, motherfucker. Oh, wait, okay. There we go. That's not really what I'm here to talk about, right? Like, I'm not here to just like be like, well, I really like this guy or I don't really like this guy. Like, I'm here to like maybe bring up some stuff that I don't know that. Anyways, like I'm not even gonna. So yeah, I guess what I'm trying to say is like I'm here to talk about some guys that really stand out to me at ADP, and I feel like are worth talking about and that I get excited about. These are guys that I get excited about. And I'm looking, I'm through the top 40 here, and there's nothing that, Malik Nabers at 50. We'll see. I mean, he's got to get volume. It's not that I don't believe in Malik Nabers. I don't know if I believe in him as much as most people do, but I do think he's good. I do think from, what I've heard and what I've seen, the Giants are going to try and feed him a lot. I think Dionte Johnson could end up getting a pretty healthy target share if he gets on the field enough. Johnson's obviously the more exciting player at tight end versus Daniel Bellinger. And it's like, you look at the Giants roster, like, they're not going to try and win a Super Bowl this year. I mean, they can't. They cannot. Unless Malik Nabers has a rookie year like Puka Nacua and Daniel Jones has a year like he did a couple years ago, and they struck gold with Taylor, that rookie running back, or Devin Singletary plays like twice the man he is. Like, it's just not going to happen. Defense looks good, but nobody's even. I don't think anybody's even expecting the Giants to compete for a playoff spot. Being frank, right? Football is a crazy sport. We see crazy things happen. There will be at least one team like the Giants who, people are just like, yeah, not scared of them, and they end up playing well. That's just the nature of football, and vice versa. But yeah, Malik Nabers at 50, like, again, like, he's not going to succeed as a reflection of the, like, success of that offense, I don't think. Like, but in a PPR format, if he's the first read, for Daniel Jones 30, 35 times a game, like, yeah, dude, he could pull down, 5 or 6 catches a game, turn on the afterburners, once every couple weeks and, light it up. Like, if Malik Nabers can finish with 6 touchdowns, that's great. I just think Malik Nabers at 50 is kind of like the first pick that I look at through all these rankings and I go, whoa. Like, he's either going to perform that good or he's going to shit the bed, and the whole offense is, going to shit the bed. Yeah, I mean, so again, it's not really a knock on Nabers, like, as a player. It's just like that offense looked so fucking bad last year, and even when Jones had a good year a couple years ago, like, the passing offense was not the reason for that. It was a running game in the defense. So, Jones is and probably will never be a prolific passer. But, if Nabers can get God forbid I say a 30% target share, which I think is in the cards if he is as good as they think he is, then I don't know who. Let me see who led the league in target share in 2023. Yeah, wait, no, I need a percentage. Target share percentage. Yeah, so CeeDee Lamb, but what was CeeDee Lamb's percent target share? I guess I can't find this statistic anywhere. Okay, whatever. Oh, here we go. 29.2%. Damn, that's a lot. He ranked 4th in target share at 29.2%. Okay. So that's CeeDee Lamb, who finally had the season that, everybody was hoping he would have. I mean, he had a good year for me the year before that. He really turned it on at the end of the season in 2022, which was awesome. Yeah, so if Nabers is as good as the Giants think he is, then 30% target share, around there, maybe less, but could churn out some solid wide receiver 2 numbers. I would be shocked if he gets into that low end wide receiver 1 range. I really would. Yeah. So anyways, I see Nabers at 50, and I think, that's pretty close to a ceiling in terms of ADP. That's pretty close. So you're kind of drafting him expecting a ceiling. Next is T. Higgins, who is a guy I avoid because Jamar Chase is in town. I just no matter how good T. Higgins plays, he's always going to be second fiddle. So I steer clear. But anyways, again, I'm not going to run down every single player, but on the Yahoo rankings, they're 50 and 51. Yeah, I'm gonna get burned out if I talk about every player, and I'm just gonna be like, all right, this guy's good, this guy's bad. So yeah, again, just going through these rankings, looking for anything that kind of stands out to me. So here's the first guy that really stands out to me. At 73, they have Dalton Kincaid. So I think when you look at the Buffalo Bills wide receiver room, there are guys there who are competent. I think Khalil Shakir is a competent, slot receiver. I've always really liked Curtis Samuel's game. I love those hybrid wide receiver running back guys. And Curtis Samuel has great size, I think too, for the role he fills on an offense. They have Chase Claypool, who is a deep sleeper. But I don't know if it's ever been really a question of talent with Claypool as much as it's just been lack of cohesion and effort. So, I mean, he's 26 years old. I'm curious to see kind of what happens. He already got hurt in training camp, so that's kind of annoying. But I am curious to see what happens with him. And just given that whoever ends up starting, I think it's quite clear Shakir is going to be the starting slot receiver. But whoever ends up playing on the outside, for the Bills are going to be guys that wouldn't really necessarily be starters on other teams. So that being said, I think it gives Chase Claypool an unusually large opportunity to succeed. And I mean, the Bills, like, look, like, the Bills are in their championship window. They've gotten by without solid running backs. Josh Allen's just, I mean, I think Josh Allen's really underrated. Just take Josh Allen off the Bills, and what do you think of him? Not great. However, because Josh Allen is there, like, they're always a threat. But I mean, they just didn't do anything to help him. I was never a big fan of Gabe Davis. I think he's so hit or miss. He's so hot and cold. Like, you know, sometimes he's there, sometimes he's not. I'm just looking at this wide receiver room for the Bills right now. So, yeah, Claypool, Samuel, KJ Hamler, and again, you know, Mac Hollins. You know, I mean, Andy Isabella, Xavier Johnson, 25-year-old rookie, Xavier Johnson, Lawrence Keys, don't know who he is. Curtis Samuel, Shakir, Shavers. I think I did hear something about Tyrell Shavers, 24-year-old, second-year player, San Diego State, 6'4", 211, great size. I heard he's having a good camp, but, you know, take it with a grain of salt. Marquez Valdes-Scantling, like, so this wide receiver room is just, like, full of, like, guys who are fringe wide receiver 3, probably more like wide receiver 4 guys. And the Bills are in a championship window, so they obviously think that, you know, they know. I just, with the lack of raw talent in that wide receiver room, I can't see them moving forward without putting Keon Coleman on the field, you know, and giving him starter reps, like, because he could be great. Like, he could be terrible, but he could be great. So, like, first round capital on Coleman, right? I believe he was a late first rounder. Oh, no, he was early second rounder. Oh, he was picked with the first pick in the second round? Okay. 21 years old, 6'4". I heard he's not a great separator. Bills QB Josh Allen's hilarious first impression of Keon Coleman. He's just not normal. I don't know if he's saying he's a freak on the field or he's just a freak. I know the dude's got a huge personality, which I think bodes well. Like, I think it's great to have guys like that around. You know, like, we have George Kittle here in the Bay Area. He's a guy like that. I don't know. This Bills team, this Bills wide receiver room, like, if I were the Bills, I would have gotten a proven wide receiver 2 at a discount, you know. I'm trying to think of somebody like Brandon Cooks. Just like, or maybe like trading for like a Tyler Lockett type guy. Just somebody like solid, who's been successful, who's maybe not in the prime of their career, maybe wouldn't have cost you, like, you know, a whole lot, but, like, given the volatility and potential disaster of this wide receiver room, would have been very valuable for them, you know. So, yeah, we'll see. I mean, Allen's a great passer and a prolific passer, a volume passer. He's obviously, you know, he can be very hot and cold as a passer. Bills fans know that. But all in all, like, look at the passing stats. Like, dude is just a good quarterback, good player, great fantasy asset. Obviously, we're not really talking about him as a fantasy asset, but more his Oh, wow. 29 touchdowns, 18 interceptions last year. Wow, he threw a lot of picks last year. It's a career high in picks. I mean, he's always been a guy like that, though. He's a volume, he's gonna huck it, bro. He's a gunslinger. He's gonna huck it. He's gonna fuck up. Yeah, I mean, I want to say he ran in double-digit touchdowns last year too. Let's see, where is it? Yeah, he ran. Dude, the guy ran in 15 touchdowns last year. So, I mean, yeah, he was 29 and 18 touchdown to interception ratio, but add 15. I mean, dude scored 44 touchdowns to 18 interceptions last year. So, that's also, I mean, that 15, is it really worth 15? I don't know. That's not those are, a lot of goal line carries right there. That, if they had a more competent goal line rusher, that, Josh Allen probably would have been near his career average in rushing touchdowns, which is more like 7 or 8. But still, anyways. So I think, like I said, I'm not a Bills fan or anything, but I think Josh Allen gives the Bills are always a danger with him. So, and to not give him really anybody solid in the wide receiver room is surprising. So, and that is my scenic route to talking. We'll bring it back to Dalton Kincaid. So Kincaid is not electric, right? Dalton Kincaid is a find the hole in the zone defense and sit his butt down and wait for the ball type guy, which is what Travis Kelce has made a Hall of Fame career doing. And Travis Kelce is the best tight end ever to do that one thing, which is sit down in the hole. When he's running his route, survey the field, and he sits down and he stops, positions himself, or, strafes to the left or right a little bit. Kelce is... You rarely see Travis Kelce just burning down the field, outrunning people. So Kincaid had an official 40-yard dash time of 4.48 seconds. So that's pretty quick. He had a 4.71 in another 40-yard dash, 4.7. So I'm actually seeing that 4.7 number more. There's a 4.65. So there's a 4.84. So I think he's more, 4.48, that seems, I don't think Dalton Kincaid is that fast. Yeah. But anyways, Dalton Kincaid is any way you slice it, he's an above average tight end. And I think he proved that last year. He's solid. Obviously, Stephon Diggs, Gabe Davis was there, so he wasn't the focal point of the offense by any means. But, Josh Allen loves him. He has good chemistry with Josh Allen. And none of these wide receivers particularly stand out to me. And Dalton Kincaid is also a guy who can go out and play in the slot. I think he is going to be on the field a lot with Dawson Knox, but I don't necessarily think that one or the other is going to take I don't think Dawson Knox is going to take a lot of receptions away from Dalton Kincaid, because I think they can put them both on the field and put Kincaid in the slot, or, run a 2 tight end set or whatever. So, because Knox is a great tight end too. He got a huge contract for a tight end, I want to say 2 or 3 years ago. It's a 4-year, $50 million, something like that. Dawson Knox is no slouch. Dawson Knox would start on a lot of teams. Let's see here. 4-year, $53 million extension. So, yeah. So, Dawson Knox is no slouch. Obviously, the Bills just saw Kincaid and were like, dude, we have to have this guy. And I think obviously they feel like they can utilize both of these players. So, anyways, Kincaid is a guy who I think on volume alone could, given everything we just talked about, could be a surprisingly successful fantasy player. Or maybe not a surprise anymore. Kincaid, I think, like, let's pull up Josh Allen's, like, passing stats from last year, his game log. Game log. So let's just see how many times Josh Allen was passing the ball per game last year. So, wow, very volatile. 38, 30, 21, 42, 51, 32, 26, 38, 40, 40, 30, 40. So, I think, like, on average, like, in that 30 to 40 range, like, if Kincaid can secure 20% of those targets, which I don't think is out of the realm of possibility at all, I would guess he's probably going to be closer to 22 or 23% target share. It's about a quarter of, let's say, 35. So a quarter of 36 would be 9. So, yeah, I would say Kincaid is going to be right in that 7 to 8 targets per game. And I also think, like, because of the nature of his position and his role as a receiving tight end, like, a lot of those passes are going to be completed. So I would guess that Kincaid's average stat line is 5-6 catches for 50, 60, 70 yards, somewhere in there, which is going to be like 12 to 13 points average, and then sprinkle in some touchdowns there. I don't think he's going to be a huge touchdown guy, I just don't. But he might be. He might be. Yeah. So, yeah, I think Dalton Kincaid is a guy, and I think just given the situation and the lack of a wide receiver 1 on that team, like, or fucking wide receiver 2, Kincaid's floor is very high, in my opinion. His floor is very, very high. I just, barring injury, of course, like I just can't see the guy getting any less than 7-8 targets a game and catching 5 or 6 of those balls. Because again, his catches are going to be mostly made with him either facing the sideline when he's running or facing back towards Josh Allen. He's not going to, like, be running a lot of post routes downfield that have a much lower chance of being completed. So, and I like high volume guys. And I think Kincaid's going to be a high volume guy. So anyways, that's a pick that stands out to me. The very next player listed here is Dionte Johnson, who, look, I'm not thrilled about. I remembered a couple of years ago, he had that season where he had a shit ton of catches and scored, like, I want to say 1 or no touchdowns. And I was just kind of like, dude, he's 28 years old. I think he's, from a skill standpoint, is not getting any better. So in 2022, he had 147 targets and 86 catches. God, the Steelers are just, what a joke. Passing, at least. 0 touchdowns on 86 catches. So is what it is. I mean, that's also going to be a product of the way he was used. In the year before that, he had 8. The year before that, he had 7. The year before that, he had 5. Last year, he had 5. He made a Pro Bowl, 8 touchdowns, 107 catches, 1,161 yards in 2021. So, I mean, he's a good player. I just wasn't thrilled about, him going to Carolina. I'm just kind of like, oh, boy, like, he's in fucking Carolina. Like, we'll see how this goes. Like, Bryce Young, I actually think I'm higher on Bryce Young than most people. I'm not high enough to draft the guy, but, like, he was a first overall pick for a reason. Like, he's got talent. We didn't see it last year at all. It looked like he was just a boy amongst men most of the year last year, and he just, the throws. It looked extremely difficult for him out there. It looked extremely difficult for him. So, game in and game out, it just looked like he was having a really tough time making throws and hitting guys, doing what we expect an NFL quarterback to do, let alone, a first overall pick. So we'll see, but the reason I do like Dionte Johnson right now at ADP, like as a low end 2, high end 3-ish guy, is I heard a report Dionte Johnson's going to be like, they're really trying to highlight him in the offense. Like, the Panthers are like, feed Dionte. Like, they obviously think high of him. Oh my God, I just Googled Dionte Johnson 2 days ago. Sports Illustrated, former Steelers wide receiver struggling with new team. Here we fucking go. Johnson's failed to live up to those expectations in his first training camp. God, I love training camp. It's just like, we learn so much. It appears Johnson is going through the struggles of adjusting to a new franchise. He and Young haven't gelled yet, and that timing and chemistry is still a work in progress. I mean, doesn't help the situation that Johnson is already showing cause for concern with the Panthers. DJ's ability to separate is what makes him so valuable. Drops catchable passes. Drop by Johnson again. I mean, it's a Twitter video of him dropping a ball he should have caught. Defender was definitely in his business. Wow, he did. Yeah, he is an excellent separator. He is an excellent separator. He did just drop another ball, but so I don't know about this. If he gets 150 targets, 160 targets this year, like, it's going to be hard for him to fail. Again, like that volume is going to be there. That's about 9-10 targets a game. And I believe, let me see. He's a slot wide receiver. He plays, I want to say he's listed at 5'10". I think he plays a little bigger than that. Yeah. I think he plays a little bigger than that. He holds a strange NFL record. Okay. Yeah, no touchdowns, 86 receptions. So we'll see how that goes. I wonder what Adam Thielen's role is going to be, because he was kind of the focal point of that offense last year. But his athleticism may have taken a sharp decline. So we'll see with that. I think if you need a wide receiver 2 or 3 this deep into the draft, or like a robust running back guy, and you got 3 running backs, a tight end and a quarterback, and a wide receiver or 2 or something like that, and Johnson is available way down there, and you need like another solid guy. Doesn't necessarily have a high ceiling, but you're hoping for a low floor with him. Might be a good pick, but I don't know. Again, like, as a player, like, I'm not super high on Dionte Johnson, and as a team, right, the Panthers, like, again, I would say, objectively speaking, I'm a little higher on Bryce Young's ability. You know, I don't see a rookie quarterback struggling and immediately go to the comments and say bust. You know, like he could be. He definitely didn't look good last year, but might just take him a couple years to figure it out. You know, so we'll see. We'll see with that. I like the potential volume there. That's what I like. And I like the idea that I've heard the Panthers are like, we're going to feed this guy. So, and they did say that. I'll tell you who said that. I'll prove it. Dionte Johnson. Let me see here. Well, I can't. Oh yeah, for us right now, where's Dionte Johnson at? That's what Canales said, I think. Yeah, that's what Dave Canales said. Dionte is a special mover. He's really explosive, really fast through his turns. Make sure they're on the same page. As we build our offense, we really try to feature someone. And for us right now, where is Dionte Johnson at? So I like that. That sounds good to me. Getting a guy who the coach says about that down at 74. I like that. Okay, so who else do I want to talk about? I'll save him for another day. Who do I want to talk about? Oh, do I want to go down the Jaden Reed hole right now? I don't think I do. I don't think I want to get into it. DeAndre Hopkins is out 4 to 6 weeks. Okay. Cortland Sutton. I think that's another guy who might surprise a lot of people with his production. Trey Benson, do not draft this guy. I mean, maybe I'll be wrong. Maybe it's week 8. DeMercado is a fucking bum and Connor is hurt again. And Benson is out there getting 200 all-purpose yards. I don't fucking know. I don't think so. I would stay away from this guy at ADP. There is no way I am taking Trey Benson as like my third running back. Not a fucking chance. It's not a matter of skill. He's a big up and down runner, which is cool. Like, I think that bodes well for him, like fantasy-wise one day, but stay the fuck away from him. I'm just telling you right now. Eckler, that's going to be interesting in Washington. Like, again, that's just going to be a matter of usage. Brian Robinson is not a good running back. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I wouldn't say it to his face because he's a big, scary dude. But, like, I'll just say, like... And I love his story, obviously. Like, who can't, you know? But... No. Absolutely not. Anyways, we'll get into that another day. Okay, so... Lab McKonkey, like, why are you not drafting this guy? Why? What the fuck? Dude, there are a billion trillion reasons to draft this guy. I think his ADP, look, if Lad McKonkey, if I knew Lad McKonkey wouldn't be there, you know, a round or two later, and it was him or Dionte Johnson, I'm going to have a hard time not picking McKonkey, dude. I mean, 2024 projections, like, they think he's going to rank 43rd in receptions. They think McConkey's going to catch 66 balls this year, which, let's do the math. 17 games times 2, is 34, times 3 is 51, times 4 is 68. So they really are saying they think Ladd McKonkey is going to catch 4 balls a game. Not going to happen. McKonkey is not catching on average 1 ball a quarter. Justin Herbert, like, dude, slice it any way you want. Like, do you really think this guy is going to be throwing less than 30 passes a game? Like, yes, Jim Harbaugh wants to run the ball, but dude, you know what he wants to do more than that? He wants to win football games, bro. And he's got an all-world quarterback. Justin Herbert is pretty much fucking bulletproof out there. I mean, he was a guy I was wrong about. And I wouldn't say I was just like, oh, like, I wasn't saying I was coming out like Justin Herbert's going to be terrible. Like, I wasn't saying that. I was just like, damn, he's from Oregon. Like, Oregon doesn't really produce a lot of like great passing NFL quarterbacks. Like, he got picked 6 overall. I thought that was a total reach, but anyways, let's see how many games did he play. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So he played 12 and a half games. So he missed 4.5 games, threw for 3,100 yards, 20 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, 65% completion percentage. How many did he run in? It's worth knowing, rushing. He ran in 3 touchdowns. So 23 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. I love Justin Herbert. I mean, I think he's great. Now, do I get the ADP slide because he lost his top targets, because Harbaugh came in, he's going to run the ball? Yes. I get it. But I don't get feeling like a number 1 target for him on his team is not going to get fed enough. And I also don't believe that, given that McKonkey is going to be playing the slot and he has 2nd round draft capital, early 2nd round, I want to say. Yes, Coleman McKonkey. Wow, look at that. So, given the high draft capital, like, in the clear, like, intention and role for this guy, also the fact that we know Justin Herbert likes to look to the slot. Like, Keenan Allen is a fucking star in this league. In no small part to Justin Herbert. Keenan was around a long time before Justin Herbert, obviously, but I'm just looking at Keenan's stats here. Yeah, I mean, Keenan, wow, it took Keenan, Keenan had a great rookie year, and then he had 3 really just kind of garbage years. I wonder if maybe he was hurt. Yeah. And then starting 2017, he was just unstoppable. 2022 didn't play a lot, but other than that, yeah. I mean, I remember I had him last year, so I got him in the 5th round last year, and dude was lighting it up for me, dude. I swear to God, he was lighting it up. I mean, week in, week out. I'm pretty sure he got hurt at the end of the year, but I remember he was wide receiver 1. Yeah, he only played 13 games last year. He had 1,200 yards and 7 touchdowns and 108 receptions in 13 fucking games, bro, and made the Pro Bowl for the 6th time in the last 7 years. What a guy. What a guy. Anyways, this video is not about Keenan Allen, but it is about, look, even if Keenan Allen wasn't there and, wasn't, and the slot wide receiver position wasn't so successful when Justin Herbert's playing quarterback. I know there's a new offense there and that's going to look different, but this staff, Jim Harbaugh, they took Ladd McKonkey for a reason. I think McKonkey is just going to ball out. I don't think, the touchdowns might be there. I really think Josh Palmer is super underrated and is going to surprise a lot of people. I think Palmer, I'm not saying he's going to be a super stud, but he, is going to be a passable. I think there's a reality where Palmer is a, low end wide receiver too. And he's being drafted like a wide receiver 5 right now. he's got, he's going to be the starting wide, X receiver on that team. So unless Chark gets that, and I just don't see that happening. But anyways, Herbert, here's the thing, dude. He's too good for Harbaugh not to pass the ball with him, at least 30 times a game. Last year, looking at the stats, there was one time where Herbert played a full game and did not throw at least 30 passes. He threw 24 against the Raiders on October 1st. Besides that, he was plus 30. So do I think he's going to be that, in this range he was last year? Really looks like, the average was about 35 to 40. No. But do I think he's going to throw 20 passes a game? Fuck no. Of course not. Of course not. He's going to be yucking it, bro. He's a yucker. He yucks the ball down the field, bro. He's a mover and a shaker. He's one of the best throwers in the league, and homeboys are catching the ball when Justin Herbert's on the field. So, anyways, Justin Herbert's surprising stats without Keenan Allen and Mike Williams. Okay. When Allen and Mike Williams were off the field, Justin Herbert's stat, 68% completion percentage, 13 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 7.4 yards per attempt. People are going to wish that they took... I think Ladd McKonkey going... where the fuck is he going? 106? No way. McKonkey, somebody reached for McKonkey in a draft that I already did. Reached. But really just, I think they took him in, let's say the back of the 7th, early 8th round. And I was fucking kicking myself, man. I was like, God damn it. I should have taken him. Yeah, I just, mark my words. McKonkey is just, they're giving him a silver platter of fantasy volume. So, draft Ladd McKonkey. I am slowing down a little bit, so I may be done. I think I want to do one more player. I think I want to talk about one more player here before I go. But also maybe not. This chair hurts my butt. I think Brock Bowers is going to get a lot of usage. He's not a normal guy. From what I understand, I mean, this guy is just not... 6'4", 230 pounds. He lacks prototypical tight end size. I mean, I guess. Brock Bowers to earn opportunities by blocking. I don't know if that's a good use of this guy's talent. 13th overall pick. I mean, Michael Mayer's still there. I mean, yeah, there is some risk there. May have to earn his role as a blocker. I mean, yes, I get it. You want to make these guys earn it, but also, like, you're trying to win games and you want the ball in this guy's hands. Like, give this guy the fucking ball. Like, I mean, what are they? Are they implying he doesn't want to block? He has to earn his opportunities in the passing game by blocking in the run game, according to tight ends coach. I mean, that's a good motto. I just think the Raiders are a desperate organization right now, and like, yeah, you want him to develop with the right mentality. I mean, I haven't heard anything about Brock Bowers being a jackass or anything, or like needing this guy to teach him a fucking lesson or anything. Like, I really think get him out in the field and get the ball in his hands as often as possible. You know, you still have Devontae Adams. Obviously, he's, going to be the first read. Thus, despite his draft status as the number 13 pick, Bowers will still need to earn his role in the passing game, says his coach, who admits it is a, quote, old school mentality. Okay, have good luck with that. May have to earn his role as a blocker to see a large snap share as a rookie, though he has never had a season with a sub 67 Pro Football Focus run blocking grade at Georgia. Like, is this really the guy to, like, earn it? Like, is this really the guy you want to do that to? Just give him the fucking ball, man. Just give him the fucking ball. Do you want to win games or not? Jesus Christ. Y'all is projecting he is going to be 12th pretty much in all the tight end rankings, making him the definition of a low-end tight end 1. So they're projecting a little less than 700 points, a little less than 5 touchdowns, 62 receptions. I mean, that could happen. I think if that does happen, that's going to be the result of this coaching staff, kind of being like, you gotta earn it, like, you gotta earn it, Brock. And they also have Michael Mayer. Like, this is a situation, it is kind of reminiscent of the Buffalo Bills situation where you have 2 really good tight ends. But I think Bowers kind of, again, he's a really special talent. I think he's the most special talent we've seen come into the league since Kyle Pitts, who is like probably one of the most impressive physical specimens I've seen at that position. So Bowers reportedly ran a 40-yard dash time of 4.53 seconds. Like, does it make sense to like fuck around with this guy and be like, he's got to go earn it? Like, I think he's going to earn it on his fucking own, Like, he is going to earn it. Like, just, like, don't fuck with him, man. Like, if he was, like, a second-round pick and he was just, like, some guy, like, and, people didn't think he was a first-round talent, but, like, for whatever the Raiders did, like, I get it. Like, you got to go earn it. But this guy is a consensus. Like, dude, he was almost a top 10 pick, man, at tight end. Like, this is rare talent, dude. Like, just don't fuck with him. Like, give him the ball, dude. Like, I think that's going to be all I talk about today. This video is almost an hour long, which is fine. Like, we're talking. We're getting through stuff. And it's good. It's good. We talked about some good stuff today. The Liver Queen needs help. Now I'm on YouTube. I'm just looking at random videos, so that's great. The Liver Queen needs help. It's great. Can't wait. I love the internet. So yeah, we'll talk about more in the coming days. Like I said at the start of this video, like, look, I'm just a guy who likes to play fantasy and spends a lot of time thinking about fantasy. And I'm super excited for the upcoming year. There are guys that I am so excited to draft. And I know some of them will work out, and I know some of them won't, even though I am feeling 100% sure they will all work out. I know that's just not the way it works. Adonai, AD Mitchell played for the Georgia Bulldogs. Did he really? Yeah, he did. Oh my god. Dude, what a fucking receiving trio that would be, dude. Lad McKonkey, Brock Bowers, and AD Mitchell, dude, all on the same college team. My goodness. Whew. Good luck. With that, I will say goodbye. I don't know what to say. Like, you don't need to like, you don't need to subscribe. I don't really give a shit. Go do some mock drafts, and I will see you when I see you.